You know what's funny? Every January, millions of people set the exact same goals: lose weight, make more money, get organized, learn a new skill. And by February, most of them have already given up. But you know what's weird? It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't want it bad enough. It's because they're playing a game they can't win. They're focused on the scoreboard instead of learning how to play. Let me ask you something. Have you ever set a goal, felt super motivated for like a week, and then just fizzled out? Yeah, me too. We all have. And for the longest time, I thought something was wrong with me. Like I just didn't have the discipline or whatever. Turns out the whole approach was broken from the start. Let me tell you something about goals that nobody talks about. They're outcome focused, which sounds good, right? Like, isn't that the point? But think about a basketball game. If the players spent the whole game just staring at the scoreboard going, we need more points, we need more points, they'd lose, obviously. You don't win by watching the score. You win by making shots, playing defense, passing the ball, doing the actual work. Goals are the scoreboard, systems are the plays, and most people are so busy checking the score that they forget to actually play the game. I used to do this all the time. I'd set a goal to save money, and then every week I'd check my bank account like, why isn't there more money here? Well, because I didn't change anything about how I spend or earn. I just wanted a different number on the screen. It's like expecting to get in shape by weighing yourself every day. The scale doesn't build muscle. Working out does. Goals are designed to make you feel like a failure. Think about it. You set a goal to lose 20 pounds. Every single day you're not at 20 pounds lost, you're technically failing. You're behind. You're not there yet. Even if you've lost 15 pounds and you're crushing it, your brain is still like, but we're not done, so we suck. Goals put all the emphasis on the destination. And the problem with that is you spend 99% of your time not at the destination. You're always in the middle, grinding it out, and your goal is just sitting there reminding you that you're not done yet. It's exhausting. Why consistency doesn't actually help? Okay, so everyone knows consistency is important. You've heard it a million times. Just be consistent, bro. Cool. Great advice, super helpful, except it's not. Because telling someone to be consistent is like telling someone to just be rich. Like, yeah, obviously. But how? This is where systems come in. A system is the answer to how do I be consistent? Okay, now you might be thinking, what actually are systems? So it's not magic. It's just a framework that removes all the thinking and decision making from the equation. Because the truth is, every time you have to decide whether to do something, there's a chance you'll say no. Should I work out today? Well, I'm tired and it's cold outside and I worked out yesterday, so maybe I'll skip today. But if your system is I work out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m., there's no decision to make. It's just what happens at 6 p.m. on those days. You've already decided. Systems remove the negotiation your brain tries to have with you every single time, okay? So how to build a system that actually sticks. Every system that actually sticks has three things. If you're missing any of these, your system will fall apart eventually. Part one, a trigger. This is the when part, and it can't be vague like sometime in the morning or when I feel like it. It needs to be specific. When my alarm goes off at 7 a.m., right after lunch, as soon as I get home from work. The trigger tells your brain when to switch into the behavior. Without it, you're just hoping you'll remember, and hope is a terrible strategy. Part two, the behavior. This is the actual thing you do. And it needs to be so simple that even on your worst day, you can still do it. Not work out for an hour, just do 10 minutes of movement, not write 1,000 words, just write for 10 minutes, not read a whole book, just read one page. You can always do more if you want, but the system only requires the minimum. That's how you keep it alive even when life gets messy. Part three, immediate proof. This is the part most people skip, and it's why their systems die. You need instant feedback that you did the thing. A check mark, an X on a calendar, moving a paperclip from one jar to another, something physical that says, I did it. Why? Because your brain needs evidence. It needs to see progress in real time, not months from now. And every time you mark that you did it, you're reinforcing the behavior. And you know what? Most people quit systems for one of two reasons. Reason one, they made it too complicated. They built this elaborate morning routine with 12 steps, and it requires waking up at 5 a.m., and it only works if conditions are perfect. And then one day they oversleep, or they have an early meeting, or life happens, and the whole thing falls apart. And instead of simplifying it, they just quit. The best systems are almost embarrassingly simple. Like every time I sit down at my desk, I write one sentence. That's it. You can do that no matter what's happening in your life. Reason 2, they didn't see results fast enough. This one's brutal because it's so common. People start a system, they do it for 2 weeks, they don't see massive changes, and they bail. But here's what they don't get. Systems are slow, painfully slow. You're not going to see results in a week or even a month sometimes, but you're also not trying to see results. You're trying to become the type of person who does this thing. And that shift happens quietly under the surface until one day you look back and you're unrecognizable. There's this phrase people throw around like, just show up. And I used to think it was kind of meaningless, but it's actually the whole game. Showing up doesn't mean giving 100% every single time. It means honoring the system even when it's hard. Like let's say your system is working out 3 times a week and one day you're absolutely exhausted, you didn't sleep well, you had a terrible day, you feel like garbage. You don't have to crush a workout, you just have to show up. Maybe you do 5 minutes instead of 30, maybe you stretch and call it a day, but you showed up. And that matters more than you think. Because the goal isn't the workout. The goal is becoming someone who shows up. Once you've got that locked in, everything else gets easier. The compounding you don't see. Here's the thing about systems that makes them worth it, even when they feel pointless. They compound in ways you can't predict. You start writing for 10 minutes a day, and 6 months later, you realize you've written 50,000 words. You didn't notice it happening. You were just doing your 10 minutes. You start going to the gym twice a week, and a year later, someone asks if you've been working out. You have, but it doesn't feel like anything special because you've just been showing up. That's the magic. It doesn't feel like magic while it's happening. It just feels like normal life until you look back and realize how far you've come. And the best part is once a system is running, it's easier to keep going than to stop. Momentum is real. The hardest part is the first month. After that, it just becomes what you do. How to actually start right now. All right, so if you're sitting here thinking, okay, I get it, but what do I actually do? Here's exactly what to do. Pick your one thing. What's the one behavior that, if you did it consistently, would change your life? Not 10 things. 1, write it down. Define your trigger. When will you do this? Be specific. After I make coffee. At 8 p.m. every night, right when I wake up. Lock it in, shrink it down. Whatever you just wrote, make it smaller, then make it smaller again. Get it to the point where it feels almost too easy. That's the right size. Set up your tracking, get a calendar, a notebook, something, and every day you do it, mark it, that's your proof, and then just run it for 30 days. Don't think about results, don't check if it's working, just do the system. After 30 days, you can adjust. Make it bigger if it's too easy. Change the trigger if it's not working, but commit to 30 days of just running the process. Here's what I wish someone had told me earlier. You're not building a system to achieve a goal. You're building a system to become a different person. And the gap between who you are now and who you want to be isn't some massive leap. It's just a series of small systems repeated over time. That's it. That's the whole secret. If this clicked for you, hit subscribe. I make videos like this, practical, no BS stuff that actually works. But honestly, don't just watch and leave. Pick your system right now. Write it down. Set up your trigger. Get your tracking method ready.